Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Great American Media 2025 Preview Facebook Live event. We're so thrilled that you're joining us. This is a big night. Everybody here is very excited. Hopefully at home too. We're letting everybody just kind of join us live here. This is, we've got movies, we've got series to talk about, and of course we've got stars from a lot of those movies and series joining us. I'm talking about people like Candace Bure is here. Danica McKellar will be joining us. Eric Close, Cindy Busby, Brett Varville, best-selling author Karen Kingsbury, and more. We've also got, so we got those stars from the movies and from the series, but we also have some furry stars as well in anticipation for the Great American Rescue Bowl, hosted by Beth Stern, who's going to be joining us as well. And so many of you know this already, but Great American Family and PureFlix truly are the ultimate destination for family-friendly and faith-based entertainment, and none of it would be possible, everybody, without a couple people that I'm going to highlight right now. They're going to be joining, well, they're joining me right here. Bill Abbott, who is the president and CEO of Great American Media. There he is right there. And now you might know Candace Bure as, you know, star of 75,000 Christmas movies and other things, but she's also Chief Creative Officer of Great American Media.
Yes.
Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
It's so good. This is very, very exciting.
It is. Yeah.
It is great to be here with both of you, and you're a gem, and we certainly feel so badly, Cam, for everything you're going through and the challenges that you've had with the fires in your home.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
I'm sure viewers are well aware of the devastation in this city is just epic.
It really is.
We admire you so much because the courage you've shown in your posts and your communication and your ability to give back and think about how other people can benefit from this is really remarkable.
That means a lot.
I don't know how you could do it.
Well, I really do feel your support. You've reached out. Bill's reached out to me several times. Candace has been incredibly supportive, as well as, you know, we say Great American Family. I'm going to get all like emotional. They really, truly have been a family. For those that may not know, I did lose my house and everything that I own in this devastation, like thousands of other people going through this and so much worse. And you guys really have been there for myself and for so many others. And a big part of tonight as well, we'll be talking about that, right, Candace?
Yeah, we are going to. It's one of those things we can talk, you know, off camera to everyone, and it's been so devastating here, and yet it's such a wonderful community, not just Great American Family, but within Los Angeles, and there's so much hope in that with the city and people and all of us coming together. And I would actually just love to pray for our community and for you, Cam. And I mean, I've been praying for you, so you've been really covered.
I know you have. I almost showed up to church with you the other day.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. But I wanted to share a little passage first before I pray. And this one it's called The Cure for Anxiety in the Bible, and it's in Matthew 6. And it says, "Therefore I tell you, don't worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, or about your body or what you'll wear. Isn't life more than food and the body, and more than clothing? Consider the birds of the sky. They don't sow or reap or gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Aren't you worth more than they?" Goes on to say, if that's how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and thrown into the furnace tomorrow, won't he do that much more for you, you of little faith? So don't worry what you will eat or what you will drink or what you will wear. For Gentiles eagerly seek all these things, but your heavenly Father knows that you need them. First, seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be provided for you.
That's so beautiful.
And I would just love to pray.
Well, there's so much inspiration can come out of that. It's a beautiful passage.
Yeah, it really is. So, yeah, let me pray. I mean, I know my hope comes from the Lord, and so I want to pray for everyone here today. Lord, you are an incredible God, and you know everything that's happening, and you know every person on this earth, whether they know you or not. And it's so beautiful. You are so full of love and mercy and grace. And I pray for Cameron and his family. Pray for the loss that they've gone through, and so many people in Los Angeles, but also worldwide with other natural disasters, and all the people watching here that may feel a sense of hopelessness or despair, feeling lost or homesick. Lord, you are the ultimate comforter. And the Bible says, I look to the heavens, I look to the hills. Where does my hope come from? My hope comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And the Lord hears all who are near to him. So, Lord, I pray that all would just ask to hear you. We know that you do hear them, and they would seek you and know you, and that you would provide and comfort. We thank you in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
That was so beautiful, Candace.
Thanks.
And
Thank you.
What a wonderful and meaningful way to start this too.
Yeah,
So I really
yeah.
appreciate that. Obviously, we're talking about everybody in the LA area, but also around the country that have, suffered different disasters in North Carolina within months of now, and on and on. So that goes out to everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of that at home with us, and kind of shifting from that
The happy
beautiful
stuff.
way. No, not at all. Like, in a way, it's like motivating. For
Yeah.
me, it's very empowering and inspiring, and you take that in your heart, and we're kind of
Yeah.
driving forward, and it takes us into something that we're doing here tonight. The Salvation Army, our good friends at the Salvation Army, who are obviously helping everybody surviving the wildfire, surviving in North Carolina, surrounding areas months ago, with shelter, food, much needed support. So thank you to everybody out there as well. And obviously, there it is right there, the address on the screen. You guys can, if you're thinking of ways to help, we're going to be having those websites, those addresses there for you. You can check them out yourself. And then also, North Shore Animal League America. Bill, I know you've had a long relationship with this incredible organization, working with all of Los Angeles to find these displaced animals. Some people may not realize, we're going to be talking more about this with Beth Stern, but through this mass event of fires and disasters as well here and other areas, through the year, through the months around the country, these animals are displaced and can't find their way back.
The devastation is unspeakable, and there are just times when pets get lost in that translation, and it's a terrible thing. But organizations like North Shore are
Yeah.
so dedicated toward returning the pets to the home of the owner and taking care of them. They're out there fending for themselves.
And North Shore works with specific shelters and rescues
Yes.
in different areas around America. So they're very effective, both like in a grand way and also very specifically to the disasters as they come. And we've got another address. I don't know if it's already popped up and I missed it. There it is, animalleague.org. So check it out, and that's a great way to help everybody. Now, as you see, and as we're talking about, this is Facebook Live. It's very interactive. We want your contribution. We want your comments. We want your questions. We're going to be trying to get to as many of those as possible as we have Candace and Bill here. And then we're going to have Danica here. And we're going to have Cindy and Eric and Brett, et cetera. So please keep those questions coming through the whole broadcast. Right now, we're going to say some hellos. We have Jan in Alabama. Jan, prayers for you and your family, Cameron. Thank you. Donna also praying for Cameron and all those that lost their homes. This is very kind. And Renee in Missouri. It's not kind of scrolling up. So Missouri, Renee, forgive me for not knowing exactly what you're saying. Oh, there you go. Prayers also to everybody here, including myself. That's very nice. Bill from snowy Panama City Beach, Florida. What's up, Bill? Thanks for joining us. This is fantastic. I love hearing from everybody. So keep, first of all, saying hello. Second of all, the comments in the comment section.
Yeah,
you
snow
can
in
ask your
Panama
questions.
City, Florida.
Yeah, was that? I mean, was he being facetious? Is that real? Did it
I
really
think
snow?
so, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was going to
Wow.
comment on that. I've been in my own little bubble, everybody. It's hard for me to know what's happening in and around the country. So if I miss something, please let me know for sure. So yeah, we've got that. Big hellos. And now we're going to turn it back to you guys and talk to you a little bit about this beautiful preview. Bill, you've been the driving force behind the success of Great American Media. We all know it. Anybody that knows you knows that. So
Well, I have a lot of help, including the two of
we know you
you
do, absolutely. And a lot of those people are here with us right now off camera. Bill's the face of it all and really the heart of it all. But really tell everybody a little bit what makes Great American Media, Great American Family, Great American Media, different from the other networks and the other streaming platforms.
You know, Cam, I think you just saw it in this open. Candace, your prayer, the heartfelt thought and the pouring out of affection that people have for our brand really stems from the way you interact with a Facebook Live audience, or the way you're so well known and so well respected and so intelligent, the way you talk about things and put life together. And we're here to give people a break from everything going on in the outside world. And we want to be here to support the outside world, but at the same time, we want to be faith-based and family-friendly and supportive of country and be uplifting and inspirational and all the things that are just so important and so missing, really, in the entertainment space. And so we're very proud of what we're doing, and I think this is a great example of how we're so different.
It really is. And it's so interesting because I'm not sure I've ever realized that, too. It's an escape for a lot of people. It's a beautiful, positive, faith-based, family-friendly escape, and yet also at the same time very in tune and in touch with what's happening and where people need help. So that's a really beautiful balance, and that's a great point.
Yeah, and we're inspired by that every single day. We are, and Candace, more than anybody, is so focused on those choices and those creative decisions and everything just to present that best possible escape. Because if it's not quite at the quality level or it's a miss, we take it personally. We really feel badly about it.
Yeah, I know you do.
It's so true. And working alongside you, Bill, it really is amazing. I've never known a CEO of a company to literally read every email that you guys send in. Every email is read, and those comments are really taken to heart, and it's applied within the movies and the content that we produce and we show you. And I mean, Bill spearheads all of that, and it's really incredible because it means so much to you. It means a lot to me and all of us, but to have a leader who's willing to listen to everyone and be collaborative in that way to put out the best possible product that people want to see and make those little changes, it's kind of unheard of.
And you would know too,
So
as
it's
obviously
beautiful. Thank you.
as somebody that's been acting in these films with Bill for a long time and producing these films, and now at the network with Bill, so different sides of working with them that maybe a lot of people wouldn't. And I want to shift to your position there, Chief Creative Officer, and I'd love to ask sort of how your faith influences the choices that you make on what projects are involved and what aren't.
Yeah. Well, I've always been in the family-friendly space. From Full House on, it was like, I don't know, it kind of was chosen for me in a way, but I've always been raised with faith values. It's always been important. But as I've gotten older and I've been in this business for over 40 years.
Oh, no.
I started when I was 5,
It's not
though, guys.
impossible looking at
5 years
it's
old.
not possible.
But my faith means so much to me, and while I've always been family friendly and not necessarily faith in everything I do.
Right.
The older I get, you just realize what's most important in life and how precious life is. And so that to me ramps up the importance of me sharing my faith, but also working with a network that isn't afraid to share that and share the values, and that's what I love about it. So working with Great American Family, because they're not afraid of it. I get to talk about God freely, and even in our movies, whereas before it just didn't feel as we just wasn't as free to do that. So it's important to me as a woman of faith, and I just love it.
I get a sense of that fearlessness. I get a sense of that freedom to be able to express that. 2025 is going to be the 5th anniversary of Great American Christmas.
Hard to believe.
5th anniversary!
Wow.
I know. Here we go, everybody. We all love Great American Christmas. What can we expect?
And we're assembling quite a library,
Yes,
which
yes,
you two have
yes.
contributed quite a bit of fantastic content to.
I love
And
it.
so, we'll be back with, we're beginning the creative process now and working through.
I know. I don't know what
But-
we're allowed to
yeah,
share
I
yet.
know. I don't either.
I'm looking at you, Bill.
The good news is, whatever you guys share is allowed. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to get...
This is true.
You know what I mean?
She's the genius behind so much of the content and the creative, and so she would be the one to share it, not me.
Okay, well, I'm gonna move right along too. So many people have been talking about and having the wish for Great American Family to be on YouTube TV. So if it's okay, I'm just gonna give a little shout out to everybody out there. If this is something that you've asked for, that you've talked about, that you've noticed, please do us a favor and reach out to Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google. Yes, I looked down at my card to make sure I got the pronunciation right. You know, I do my best.
Very
yeah,
impressive.
Sundar at google.com. You can actually email Sundar directly and put that request in, express your want, your need for that to happen on YouTube TV. That would be super helpful for all of us as well. All right, so I've given everybody at home a little bit of time to think of some comments, some questions. I think
Only
we've got
nice
some
ones,
there.
though.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I want everybody to know that when we were setting this up and we're looking at the cards and everything, I was like, no, I can see that. That's fine. That's not too bad. Now I'm like, where are my glasses? But I got this. We've got Alta in West Virginia. That's nice and clear. Alta says, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, Alta. We love you, Bill. And will we ever see you in a movie?
No, there's no chance.
Really?
I'll do anything for any viewer, any time. I don't know if I do that.
I don't know. I think Candace could get you
I
too.
think you need
No, she
to
probably
have
could,
a
but
cameo.
that's
in
not
it.
Yeah. What would be the role? What would be the role, Candace? Come on, you're the writer here. What would be the role? How can we get Bill in there?
Well, we want to make him feel most comfortable, so I think naturally you might be the businessman in the office setting that comes in and
we go.
the boss is laying down the
That's
papers.
not what I want. I want to
No?
see him. I want to see him at the coffee shop serving like coffee and cocoa. Like, you know what I mean? Wearing
I
an
feel
apron.
more comfortable
Okay,
doing that.
That's what, you know what I mean? That's
got it wrong.
I just feel like that would be just so like off character. I don't know. That's my mind working. Okay, Cindy in Kansas, thanks for reaching out. She says, Candace, will your daughter ever join you in a Great American movie soon?
I would love it if Bill says yes.
Oh, we love that idea.
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And Natasha's been in. She was in A Christmas for the Ages, which was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
but
right.
I would love to do a movie with Natasha. It would be wonderful. So we'll see.
I mean, when you talk to each other about that, is that something that maybe she brings up to you, you bring up to her, or is it just
Yeah, I
kind
know
of
she
like...
likes her separate, you know, she's
She
very
does.
distinct
Okay.
and she's so
Okay.
good that she wants to, understandably, to her credit.
That's right.
Yes.
I get that.
Yes.
I get
Accomplish it
that
on
as a
her own.
dad.
Yeah,
I
you
get
get
that.
So she's actually been like, Mom, I'm working on my career for myself, and I'm always like, come on, let's do something together.
Did you notice that when they were younger, it was easier to include them in stuff? And as they get older, it's like,
Yes,
oh boy,
yes.
good luck.
But I very much respect it. But I think even as she's getting older, things might change. You know, in
Yeah.
that she's just like, yeah, Mom, maybe I will do a movie with you.
You're actually a really
I'm
cool
hoping-
mom.
That's what
Maybe
I'm
I will
praying
be
for,
with you.
okay?
I love that. Okay, well, Candace, I know you're coming back later to talk about other projects, upcoming projects, and some surprises coming.
Are you
Yeah.
kicking me out already?
Well, no,
I
you
don't
can
wanna
stay
leave-
for
no.
you can stay for as long as you want. We've got room.
I'll be back. I can't wait to listen to all the guests that you guys have on.
Yeah, we have more guests coming up. So Candace is going to slide up. Be back later, everybody. So that means that please keep those questions for her coming because she will be back later in the show. And right now, it's time to mark your calendars. Don't miss the premiere of For the Love of Chocolate. All right, there it is right there, starring Rhiannon Fish and Jesse Hutch. This is amazing. Premiering on PureFlix on Thursday, February 6th on Great American Family, Saturday, February 15th. I mean, it's a beautiful love story, and it revolves around chocolate. What's better than that? Take a look.
Okay, bye.
Today's been fun.
Yeah, it's been perfect.
I see it too, Grammy.
What?
Daddy's happy face.
I just lost my competition partner.
If anyone you know is interested in joining me for the Masters of Chocolate competition, leave a comment down below.
I'm Ryan Knox, and this is Sophie.
You're in the competition Daddy's working on.
If I don't find a partner soon, there isn't even going to be a competition.
What about you, Daddy?
Good morning, ladies. Coffee with a splash of coconut milk.
Someone trying to earn some extra credit. It's time to see how well you pipe chocolate.
Look at us. Team building.
All the impromptu adventures with my creative partner and all. It's been fun.
You make chocolate now.
That's just for one more day, sweetheart.
But not forever.
No, it's not that easy. I think I actually started to believe that I could have my happily ever after too.
Maybe you should fight for it.
I'm mean, it looks sweet
We
to me.
love that movie. It is really, really special. Rhiannon and just have great
Yeah, they do a
chemistry.
great job. They're fantastic.
The
big
wardrobe
fans
is
of both of them.
spectacular in the movie. It looks great. Feels good. Perfect Valentine's Day movie.
It's interesting that you say that too. For people at home, Bill's like involved on all levels, like even wardrobe. I remember having to send you photos, make sure that you approve everything. So if it looks good, I know you were involved for sure. All right, you know what else is sweet? Are these two right here. We've got Coco and Maple. These two are senior rescue dogs, everybody. Of course, this is to help us kick off the Great American Rescue Bowl. It's going to be on February 9th. For the third straight year. I'm trying to wrangle and talk. There's Coco, you're so cute. Great American Rescue Bowl right there, February 9th, in partnership with North Shore Animal League. You see that as well, to raise awareness for pet adoptions and help shelter animals find their forever homes. Bill, anybody that knows you knows this is something that's near and dear to your heart. Now, you've been a champion of the Great American Rescue Bowl. This is your passion project. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, so Super Bowl Sunday, how much pregame can you really watch?
Right.
And so on Sunday the 9th, it's the Super Bowl, and we will counter-program with our own Super Bowl of pets and rescues who need an adoption, and who North Shore Animal League does just a phenomenal job across the country in taking in so many animals from different disasters and places where they may have had an unfortunate upbringing. And they get them adopted out. And so Beth Stern, who's the host, will be joining us as a champion in every way, and especially in the work that she does for North Shore and raising money. And she's down there, she's out there herself feeding and cleaning cages and litter boxes and all kinds of things that you would never expect from Beth Stern.
You're right.
She's just the best.
Well, you two make a perfect team in this venture for sure.
We love it.
Let's take a look at this year's Furry Fun. Here it is, everybody.
The moment we've all been waiting for. The moment when one bowl game has the potential to change the lives of families and rescues across the country. The moment when a very special group of dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens give it their all to win over our hearts as they make their way toward the ultimate end zone, a loving home. North Shore Animal League America hosts this year's adorable matchup between the Sweetie Pies and the Totally Take Me Homes for what promises to be the most awesome bowl event of the year. Great American Family welcomes your family to join us for the Great American Rescue Bowl 2025.
It just makes you feel happy watching. I mean, it's just so much fun.
Sure does.
I love it. And now joining us from her home, and she's got a big smile on her face, is our good friend and host of the Great American Rescue Bowl. There she is, Beth.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Beth.
Great to see you.
I like that I just put my hand down and grabbed one of our cats, and it's the bad cat. So I don't know what she's going to do. She's so bad.
No, but that makes it fun for us. That makes it fun for viewers to see you kind of battling, like trying to figure it out, answer my questions, stay with us. It's the best. It'll actually show your incredible skill with these beautiful animals and your interest in them. But tell us a little bit about, like I said, this is going to be the third Great American Rescue Bowl. What can people expect?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Great American Family. Thank you, Bill, for having me back. It's the highlight of my year. It's so much fun. I mean, adorable puppies, cats, kittens, all frolicking on a field. There is a real game, but really the heart of it is that the amount of adoptions that take place as a result. And that's the end game for us, is to find forever homes. And we're able to showcase the life-saving, wonderful mission that North Shore Animal League America does on a daily basis. I'm so grateful for this platform and for this day every year to just celebrate pet adoption. It's really special.
Yeah, and they do shelter parties throughout the country, which are phenomenal and really help those shelters really clear out that day.
What's so great is I think there's over almost 100 shelters that are participating this year. So that means adoption events. Everybody's going to be watching the Rescue Bowl all together and hopefully find thousands more homes for all the pets that need. So it's such a feel-good, heartfelt, wonderful. And we get to also talk about some incredible adoptions that have taken place this year in our organization at North Shore. So a lot of heart sprinkled throughout the fun too. So it's great for kids. It's great for everybody gearing up for right before the Super Bowl. Watch us, because it's going to just put you in the best mood.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that you highlighted those adoption stories. For me, as somebody watching from home, A, they're super inspiring. B, they, like you say, they just make you feel so good, and to see what's possible out there. So this year, if I'm not mistaken, there's 3 that you're highlighting. Tell us, give us a little sneak peek if you can.
All right, I'll tell you about a couple of them. There were 3 senior cats that had spent so much time at our Bianca's Furry Friends Feline in a facility at North Shore. It's kind of a facility that my husband and I spearheaded to create a cage-free environment for these animals until they found their forever homes. But sometimes some animals don't get adopted that quickly. So there were 3 senior cats that came in. Nobody really wanted to adopt them. They bonded like you would not believe, all 3 of them. So there's a really magical end to their new beginning that I can't wait to share with you on the show.
Yeah,
and then,
you know,
course,
but that room itself is becoming a prototype for across the country. You know, a cage-free environment, which is just wonderful.
I really felt that animals in an environment where they're not caged really showcases who they are, and they're in natural sunlight, and people, potential adopters, get to see their personalities without them being in a dark cage where I would be miserable and I would be hissing at you. I wouldn't want anybody's hands coming into my cage. So this is just open, free space where they're able to bond with each other, and people get to see their personalities. And so that's one story. And then, of course, going to the dogs, too, that have my heart. There was a puppy mill survivor, a rescue named Zoe, and she came to our campus in Port Washington pregnant. So there's a really sweet story with Zoe and her kids, her puppies, and their happily ever afters, too, that are happening right now. And that's another one that'll just tug at your heartstrings and just make you feel so good, and it's going to hopefully make people just go to their local shelters and really considering adopting.
Yeah, and you look at how cold it is right now on Long Island, and you know, it's just so difficult for animals that don't have homes.
Yeah, I foster, so I just took in a pregnant cat who's about to give birth, and I can't even imagine her giving birth in literally, I think it's 17 degrees right now outside. She would have died. The kittens would have died, and she's safe in Howard's bathroom right now.
Well, it's kind of interesting because, all right, here we go. We got a question for Facebook Live. I have to tie this in because it's perfect timing to what you were just talking about here. Is Howard more of a dog or a cat person? From Cynthia in California, by the way. Hey, Cynthia.
Good question. When Howard and I met, we bonded over our love for all animals. We got our first animal together was Bianca, who was a bulldog, and then we opened up our homes to felines. So we're equal. We're dog and cat people all the way.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one to answer, actually. Yeah, no, I hear you. That's a good answer. And how many animals in total are you currently fostering?
Oh, geez.
Do you even know?
I'm kind of light right now. I think I only have 16 fosters in the house right now. 16. Two nursing mamas, one about to give birth, a few seniors that always need our help. Some special, perfectly imperfect, I call them, some special cases that need extra medical help. So yeah, I know. My door's always open.
Yeah, well,
whoever needs
it's a lot of work, Beth.
Really
so that's amazing.
It really is. You're super inspiring.
But worth it. And thank you to Great American Family for showcasing it and helping me find homes for those who need. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you're such a good human. I got to tell you, Beth, you really, really are. So thanks to you, and thanks to North Shore Animal League America as well, and all the work and the combination of all, and obviously you too, Bill, with this specifically. It's just pretty amazing, everybody. So Beth, thank you very much. And everybody at home, be sure to tune in to Great American Rescue Bowl. Like I said, that is going to be on Great American Family Sunday, February 9th, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Don't miss it. Thanks again, Beth.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Beth.
We'll see you. All right, everybody, shifting gears here a little bit. Now, if you're looking for some more New Year inspiration, how about this? Average Joe. You are going to love it. It's just what you need. The film tells the true story of Joe Kennedy, high school football coach who fought for his right to publicly express his faith. Why wouldn't he? It's pretty amazing. It's premiering in just a couple days, Thursday, January 23rd on PureFlix. And here's a little look.
I've been fighting my whole life.
So, if you told me that saying a prayer on the 50-yard line was the thing that was going to get me in the biggest fight of my life, you cannot tell me that God doesn't have a sense of humor.
They want you to pray in the locker room.
Do you not see how absurd this is?
Nobody cared for 7 years. Now they do.
I made a promise to God,
Coach is wrong!
and I can't let him down.
I believe they violated your rights. These cases can take years to litigate, and there's no guarantee a judge is going to rule in your favor. Are you up for that kind of fight?
You're appealing to the Supreme Court?
I can't stop. Not now.
It's been 3 years of our lives turned completely upside down.
Will you finish this with me? Because I can't do it without you.
Joining us from his home in Oregon is the star of Average Joe. It's so fun for me to be watching your face as we're showing the trailer and watching yourself go. There he is, everybody. Please welcome Eric Close. Welcome, Eric.
Hey, Cameron, Bill, good to see you.
Yeah,
Hey, Eric.
Good to see you too. Now, Bill, I know that you're a big fan of Eric and this movie. Tell us a little bit about like your heart connection to both.
Well, you know, this movie is so special for us. It's a multi-dimensional movie with so many different storylines. It's not just about the prayer or the Supreme Court or that fight. It's about so many other things that, Eric, you play the character so beautifully, and you are able to take each situation, whether it's his home life or his coaching career or what it could mean. The future is very, very much in question.
True.
As the character goes through the fight. And it's a lot about the fight, certainly, but it's a lot about the implications of the fight, and you just do a tremendous job with it.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it was a great script too that I got to work with, and then under the the direction of Harold Kronk, he was amazing.
Was that the main thing, Eric? This story, what was it about it? I mean, obviously the script you already alluded to, but what was it about this character maybe that made you want to take on this challenge?
Well, I always say I love redemption stories, and as Bill noted, there's so many different themes in this film, but that's one of them. To know Coach's life, what it was like as a young child, and it's a really important aspect of the story that you understand where he came from and where he ended up. And it's also a love story. It's about Coach and his wife Denise and how the strength of their love helped them survive this and do this together with God at the center of it. Obviously their faith is what gave them the strength to do it. And I was incredibly inspired by his story.
Yeah, Eric, the elements of faith, family, and country are so prevalent throughout this story. It's just a perfect movie for PureFlix, and your performance was just tremendous again.
Yeah, and I've always been proud to be an American, and that just added to it. I was very proud to do this film. I was grateful and thankful to do it.
People at home, including myself, watching right now, I've seen you in a lot of different things, man. You've been just incredible through the years. Nashville, Without a Trace. I'm thinking Suits. The truth is, the list is too long. You know what I mean? Like I could keep going, which is a beautiful thing. And it's obviously you're very good at what you do. But what was it?
Christmas movies too.
A couple of Christmas movies. Thank you very much,
There you
Bill.
go.
Can't forget those. But what was it? I mean, so for people at home who may not realize, right, we play these roles that are fictional sometimes, and then every once in a while you get a role that comes along that's based on a real life true person. So how was that different for you, and was there any added pressure in that?
Well, yeah, I guess if there's any pressure, it's wanting to honor Coach's story and not to mess it up. And because I come in, I'm there for a few weeks and my job's over, but this was his life and he poured everything into it. It almost broke his marriage up and he lost his job and but he stayed the course. He didn't give up and I was so inspired by that. And I just thought, the pressure is, I want to honor this man's story and do the best I can. and obviously to do the, to honor the script as well, the story. But he's a great guy, and so is Denise. They're just such a cool couple, and to know that this happened to them, and that they had this victory in the end was so inspiring to me.
Well, I'm sure they were thrilled that we were the one that were chosen to play them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this to both, if you don't mind, Bill and Eric as well. Like, how do the movie's themes of faith and also personal conviction, how do they resonate with both of you?
Well, I think in life you learn more from adversity sometimes than you do from good times. And adversity and perseverance are just all throughout every minute of this movie. Again, whether it be personally or professionally for Coach Kennedy, and that comes through so well. It's such a great lesson, I think.
That's a great
and you can draw so much inspiration from that, because we all have challenges every day. Life is hard. And as you know, and you're going to have your ups and downs. That is inevitable. So,
Eric, you want to hit just weigh in on that as well? I think it's very personal for you as well.
Bill and I talked about that the other day, and that we learn from the challenging times in our life. And brother, I know you're going through it right now. I've been there too, and I know how tough that can be. So my heart's with you, pal, and everybody else down there. Wow. But yeah, it was. It's just one of those. The themes in this story just resonated so much with me. But Coach, he was lost at an early time in his life, and he didn't have the guidance he needed, and he was just grasping for different things. And then he ended up in the Marines, and then he tapped into something there, and deep inside him there was this integrity that he didn't know he had, and then the element that was missing is that was his faith in God and in Christ. And once that came, it solidified everything to set him on this course. But he went through a lot of really big challenges in his life, but he rose to the occasion. Not alone, he had the support of Denise and obviously the Lord.
So that ties me in nicely to Lisa's question from Kentucky. We're going to the Facebook Live questions now.
All right.
By the way, that was a great answer, and I think it'll kind of tie into this nicely. How do you balance faith in Hollywood?
That's I get asked that question a lot, and one of the cool things is I've met a lot of people of faith in Hollywood. Even I'll tell you a story real quick, because I don't want to take up all the time. But early in my career, I was getting ready to get married, and I got this movie of the week, and I shot it in San Diego. And I remember sitting down at lunch, and this was like one of my first jobs, and it was with Tiffany Amber Thiessen. And I was sitting at lunch, and I bowed my head and I prayed over my meal. And when I looked up, the guy sitting across from me was the director of photography, and he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, brother." And it was such an amazing moment, because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to look up and people would be looking at me cross-eyed, like, why is that guy praying? And right away I knew, I wasn't alone in the industry, and I've met a lot of wonderful people in the business and that have faith in God, which is super cool.
Well, you're an amazing man for all that you do, but sharing your story and your faith as well. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. Well, be sure, everybody, catch Eric Close in Average Joe. It's premiering January 23rd, which is in just a couple of days. So we'll be looking out for it on PureFlix, everybody. Now, speaking of PureFlix, we've got to talk about PureFlix Premium, which is dedicated to delivering movies and shows and celebrate faith and family, as we all know. But PureFlix Premium just gives you just that little bit more. Bill, I'd love to ask you to talk a little bit about what people can get. What more features? What can they expect if they get this subscription, PureFlix Premium?
So we want to deliver an immersive experience for the viewer and really give them all of the additional content that they might not get just from the typical streaming service. So it's a lot of interaction with the team. It's a lot of interaction with talent. It's a lot of the ability to see behind the scenes what we're really made of, what we're all about, the fabric of the business, the company, and where we believe the entertainment business has a purpose and is values-based and will never let you down. And some of the thinking that goes into that, the good and the hard. And we just like those candid conversations. And then we have conversations with talent all the time. And We'll do early previews of content, and it's a lot of fun. And it's a work in progress. We launched this in September, and we're so excited and appreciative of the support we've gotten because it's been tremendous. Yeah. And so we just want to make it great, though, for our subscribers. That's our only goal.
I know that's your main motivation. It always has been, that's for sure. So if you haven't already, PureFlix Premium, everybody, there's the information right there. There's the web address, so you can check it out. Thanks, Bill, for that explanation. And we're going to move along here. I don't know if you can feel it, Bill, or people at home can feel it, but it's buzzing around here because Cindy Busby is joining us. I feel like there's action happening. There's some buzz happening behind the scenes here, everyone. She's the newest cast member on When Hope Calls. She's arrived. She's coming in the studio. It's all happening. Very exciting. And here's a sneak peek. Check it out.
So, what takes you all to Brookfield?
We're visiting my daughter, Maggie.
Maggie, she's lovely.
Do you live there?
I'm going back. I used to work for a young woman who runs an orphanage. Now I just go back and work whenever she needs me.
Is that Lillian?
Lillian Walsh? You've both heard about her?
She's good friends with our daughter.
Oh, and how do you know about her?
I don't. I have some personal business with her.
Oh.
Oh, you just about missed it, everybody. We almost had our executive producer like right on camera. Much to her dismay, she's like turning beet red behind the scenes. This is Facebook Live, and we're rolling with everything, which makes it all that exciting. Well, let's get Cindy Busby in here in the shot here. Welcome. You look fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this looks amazing. Obviously, all of us love this series. You're the newest member. Tell us a little bit what it was like stepping into this role for you in this already fantastic cast.
Honestly, it was such a dream come true getting to shoot with the cast, returning cast and new cast, and getting to bring Nora to life was so incredible. She's such a force, and she just brings such great new energy, and I just know that the show is such a big fan favorite, and the hopefuls and the Hardys are just gonna love it. It's everything that we love about TV. It's hopeful, it's exciting, there's action, there's romance, it's all the things that you wanna see.
And such a phenomenal cast as well. Now, Bill, what about you? I mean, obviously this is one of your babies as well. So what are you especially excited for here When Hope Calls Season 2?
We have the dream team.
Yeah.
And led by Cindy, we were just so thrilled that you're able to make this work and play the role. And I've had the pleasure of seeing the episodes already. So I can tell you are phenomenal. And viewers are going to love you in this role. And everything that you do is just so organic and natural and plays well in the time period. And we're just thrilled to have you. And Christopher Russell, who's your co-star, is fantastic.
It was great.
Yeah. And so
that was my first time seeing some of it.
Yeah.
I have never seen it yet.
Yeah, people don't realize that.
They don't know that you guys don't. You're the last to see it.
We are literally.
I still don't understand that.
Yeah, we obviously we make these projects and we enjoy them and we love them and we have these memories and we take selfies on set and then we do a little bit with something called ADR where we do a little like voiceover fixing some of the audio problems. So we see little snippets, but those aren't even finished. And then we don't see anything until you do. So we're all in it together in a way, right?
It's like an unwritten rule. I wanted to send somebody something. The producer was like, no, you cannot send that. They cannot see. They'll get in their head.
You want to. They'll be like, no, those actors, they'll release it on like social media or something.
Those cameras were on the whole time?
That's right.
You guys got something? Great.
Yeah.
So Bill mentioned Christopher Russell, obviously. I'm really sorry that you had to work with somebody so unattractive and difficult to work with.
Thank you for understanding.
He's one of the most incredible humans on the planet. Tell me about what it was like reuniting with the amazing
Chris Russell and I have worked together. This is our 5th time, and it was absolutely incredible. He's one of my dearest, closest friends. He's truly one of the most talented people I've ever worked with, and the most prepared. He truly is just, he shows up, he knows everybody's like lines, and he knows everything. And I'm like, wait, what? What's happening? But yeah, and he's okay looking, and he goes.
He's no Nick Bateman, but Nick Bateman's also in the series. He comes in an episode.
Yeah, they actually had this funny thing going on where Chris Russell would always do like videos on set and be like, everyone, Nick Bateman. And Nick would be like, what? Hi.
And Trevor Donovan, which we'll get to in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute.
And Jesse Hutch.
And Jesse Hutch, I mean, the whole thing's ridiculous.
What is a girl to do?
I know.
You know?
Well, I'm so sorry. It's got to be so tough for you.
We got to bring in Sarah Fisher to even things out.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, here we got clip number 1. You've already got a little tease. And then we did this for you. We get to see a second clip, so you get to see a little bit more of the series that you're in.
I can't wait.
Take a look, everybody.
Excuse me.
Hate to see you have an accident.
Oh. Thank you.
Anytime.
Wow. What's coming up for you? I see you shaking your head. I see you kind of grinning
I
a little
mean,
bit.
it's
What's
just
happening?
so sweet.
I know, right? It feels so good. And so that, you know, for instance, even if Cindy has seen a little bit of that when she was doing our little voiceover thing that we call ADR, but the music and the finishing touches, you don't get the whole essence of it until you see it, right?
Looks.
Lingering looks. Okay, let's go to some Facebook questions. You keep them coming, everybody. I keep forgetting to remind you all. Obviously, we'll do our best to get to your questions. We've got Elaine in Iowa. Cindy, what's it like wearing those amazing period pieces?
It is so fun. So fun. I will say, however, the shoes aren't terribly comfortable. But the dresses are amazing, and yeah, it was really fun to wear all the layers, and like every morning I would get dressed and it was like, goodbye Cindy, hello Nora, and yeah, it was, and our costume department was incredible. A lot of the costumes were handmade, and they really put a lot of effort into it, which was great.
Sometimes as actors, you get the question about what's it like and what is your preparation to get into a character. And a lot of times, you know, you don't necessarily hear that. But if wardrobe is very, very specific,
yes,
it can completely help. As soon as you put it on, you're already like there. Isn't that true? Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. The first day I put on the costume with my hair and my makeup in my trailer, and I was like, okay, we're doing this. And I looked at myself, and I honestly, I felt quite emotional because it just felt like, here she is. It was really cool.
And you see that in the performance too. It comes out. It's just so beautifully executed.
You definitely feel like a shift in the energy. It was great.
Yeah.
So Jennifer in Maryland wants to know, this is a great question. Do you have to watch season 1 to understand season 2?
That is a great question.
It is.
So season 1 was a long time ago now. So, you know, we had some changes in casting and some different characters in, different characters out. We had a Christmas movie in 2021 that bridged the gap between season 1 and season 2. It's not an ongoing story as part of the Christmas movie. It's not an ongoing story. It's a part 1 and a part 2 that's available on PureFlix now. But it sets up at least the world within season 1 to season 2. And you do not have to watch. The straight answer is no, you don't have to watch season 1. Certainly the background is always helpful though.
Yeah, let's watch it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I might just watch it because, like you say, it's been a while.
Yeah, a lot of returning incredible characters.
Yes, for sure.
And
But it's good that you don't have to. I think that's very wise. Now, Elaine in Iowa, this might be your second question already, Elaine. When is the premiere of season 2?
Oh,
she
boy.
says, I'm so excited. Bill, is that information that we have at this time?
You're about to have it.
Okay.
I don't even know this information.
We will make that. They're going to shoot daggers at me if I say it right now. So we will say it at the end of
Okay.
All right.
We'll
April the 3rd, we will be launching the series on PureFlix, and then it will be on Great American Family on Sunday, April 7th.
Amazing.
So we are extremely excited about that, and viewers will just absolutely love it. And they're holding up 6 because I can't add a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and get to the right number. So it's the 3rd on PureFlix, and the 6th on Great American Family.
I have my dates written down, so you're doing great.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, I just have to look down. You know what I mean? You're allowed.
Well, I can't read that card
You're
without
allowed.
glasses.
You're
so.
allowed. Cindy, you're amazing. It's so great to see you. For those that don't know, I've gotten so much love and support about the house and the LA fires. I don't even know if you know, Bill. Cindy lives less than a half a mile from me, and so I know your house was spared, but I know many people that were affected directly and indirectly by this, and I can see you tearing up, so I don't want to go there. But I love you, and thank you for your support as well.
Appreciate
okay,
you
glad
all.
you guys are doing well. You're back in your house now, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. And again, everybody, I want to remind you all to keep the Facebook questions coming, and don't forget, Candace will be back to answer some of those, along with our next guest, another leading lady that we adore, that I've had the pleasure of working with, the one and only Danica McKellar. So if you're in the mood for something cozy right now, you should all know that The Winter Palace, co-starring Neil Bledsoe, is currently streaming on PureFlix, but plus her latest film, Grounded, co-starring Trevor Donovan. He's getting a lot of play right now.
Kentucky, too.
Shot in Kentucky. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Good for them. That's set to premiere later this year. And what we're going to do right now is take a quick look at Grounded.
Jake?
Annie Mae.
Just Annie.
Saw you at church earlier.
I didn't see you.
Well, you did hightail it out of there as soon as the service ended.
Oh, yeah, well, I told my grandma I needed some fresh air. What are you doing here?
Just bringing these chest pads to my mom.
I mean, are you here for the weekend, or I thought you lived in Cincinnati?
I actually moved back a few months ago.
Wow, I had no idea.
My turn. What are you doing here?
I'm just visiting.
How long are you planning on staying?
Actually, a few months, at least. I'm waiting for a call to get rehired by the airline that bought mine out.
Sounds like you hit a bit of turbulence.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it.
So you have any backup plans? In case they don't call?
I don't know. I think maybe something in hospitality. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Yeah, I should probably deliver these before my mom calls a search party. You coming?
Yeah.
And now joining us live, here she is, everybody, the amazing Danica McKellar. That was so sweet. Danica, hi.
Hi.
Nice to see
It was
you.
sweet. It was awkward. It was awkward. My character was not happy and not happy to be there, even though it's beautiful there, not happy to be running into Trevor Donovan, my once best friend, but estranged since then. And yeah, super awkward. It's funny. So I'll let you guys in a little secret. I like to be shot from my left side of my face. Actually, you both might know that. And for that scene, I was like, let's do it on my right side because I'm just like not happy in this scene.
Oh.
So, yeah,
That's
it's a little
Well done. Well done.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How did you
Yeah,
like
it's just
watching
not-
yourself from the side that you
I hate
believe?
it.
I
I
think
really
you'd be
hate
the
it.
only
I was like,
person
I
that
regret
believes is not your good side.
I feel like for the movie as a whole, it's better, even though that, of course, that was the scene that was shown, of course, for this. But yeah, it's that. Can you believe how beautiful it was there? Yeah. I mean, the trees. It was like. So Angela Carell, who wrote the book Grounded, that this movie is based on, she knew. She said, "This is the week we need to shoot outside because that's when it's gonna be at its height," and it was. And it's just the whole movie is gorgeous like that. This movie was mostly outside. It's mostly just bursting. The trees are just bursting with color. Shooting in Kentucky was such a treat, and especially in October when it was looking like that. It was just I was
because
like, I
we
can't
know
believe
we
I'm
know
at work
otherwise
right
as
now.
well, don't we, Danica? We know shooting like winter movies in the summer and summer movies in the winter. So it was
Yes.
perfect. It looked beautiful.
It was perfect.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
once. Yes.
You know what's so great about you and Trevor? You're taking your games to like 3 levels above where you've ever been. Both of you,
Oh,
in
thank you so much.
individually and together. you're just so special, and the roles that you've played for us. And Trevor, you look at him in the Reagan movie, and in Little Women that we did this Christmas, did a fantastic job. And it's you guys are still continuing to grow and emerge and get better every day. So
Thank you so much. It was great work. It
appreciative.
was the first time I'd worked with him in a movie as
Yeah.
co-stars. Well, at any movie really. We had hosted the Movie Guide Awards last year together. That was the first time we worked together. It was on a stage, and so this is great to finally get to work with him.
So let's get into Grounded a little bit. Tell us a bit more about the actual movie and the story and what drew you to it.
So this is my first truly faith-based movie. I did Cinderella Christmas Ball this past year, and we got to mention God a couple times. But this is the first movie where, I mean, I pray in the movie twice. And what I love about that is that, like, my scene partner is real. Like, like I'm actually like with my scene partner praying, and I'm get to be, hey God, we're gonna do this scene again. And it's a lot of fun.
What else?
It's kind of a different twist. Well, because it hit me like midway through shooting. I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute! I'm actually praying to the real God right now, like in the scene.
Yeah. Oh, it's
wild. Anyway, but there's so much about this movie that I loved. It was that element. It was getting to work with Trevor for the first time in Kentucky, and
the horses were beautiful.
And Angela is of course amazing, the author of the book. She was so sweet. She came to set all the time.
There's a million questions on Facebook Live, so I know we've got more for you here as well, but let's just make sure we get to some of these. We got Tina in Arkansas who says, Danica, is it true that Candace Cameron Bure gave you your first Bible?
Yes.
There it is right
there.
Right
here.
What a great question, considering it's right behind you. That's beautiful. Akira doesn't say where Akira's from, but she says, Danica, I absolutely loved your last movie, A Cinderella Christmas Ball. Are you feeling more comfortable now with filming movies that involve a lot of dancing?
Well, yes, that's my favorite hobby, and I love it, and I love the production value that it adds to the movies. And Cameron, I know you like to dance too, so maybe one of these days we'll get to do one.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm a little rusty. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, come on.
You've been keeping up on it a lot better than me.
You're in the best shape of anybody I know.
Well,
so I
yes,
think,
thank you. Well said, Bill.
I try. We'll see how that translates into like dance ability, but we can
We'll
hope.
just do a lot of lifts. You just throw my in the air. It'll be great.
There you go. That's right. And a lot of jumps. Okay, Kristen in Australia. She says, will we see Cameron and Danica together again in another movie? I hope so. Good day.
we hope so.
From
We
Australia.
sure hope so.
Yeah,
we would love that.
I'm gonna,
but the line is very long to be your co-star. So
wow,
it's very difficult to. You have to sneak in there, Danica.
Danica, the list is
Tell me
long.
what I
to
gotta
work with
do.
Danica too, for sure.
Who do I got to talk to? Wait, I think you're both here. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is how it is, though, for like, we've known each other, a lot of us, Candace, Danica, Trevor, Cindy, et cetera, for many, many years. And many of us have worked together in different things. And when, Danica produces things, Candace obviously produces things, and so on. And we try to think of our friends and people that we would like to work with. And then we pitch Bill and see how it goes. And we try to see, but this is how things kind of have an essence and how they come together. And then sometimes people's schedules don't align, so we got to work around that. But we try, everybody.
But Bill, like has been said earlier in this this Facebook Live, Bill reads every email. So what you guys need to, if you want to see me and Cameron together, email, say, hey, if Bill gets enough of those emails, it'll happen, right?
I hope YouTube TV reads their emails too.
That's right, exactly right.
Yes,
we're going to come back to that in a
goodness.
minute. One more question for Danica before we have to move on here a little bit. Bobby in Miami, and you alluded to this a little bit already, Danica, but more about what was it like co-starring with Trevor?
Oh yes, it was a blast, and he's such a pro. We've both been in the business forever, and I was actually really surprised. I don't want to take this the wrong way, but he's so much smarter than he looks. Yeah, right. He has this persona.
He's allowed to say that about himself. I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Because he looks so attractive. Because he looks like
I know what you mean.
The way he presents himself is like this cool, like model guy, right? Who's also, of course, a great actor. But he was so sharp. Like he was just, it was so fun to talk with him about themes through the movie and scenes and how we could hit things. And I was blown away. I was blown away, and it was such a joy to work with him and to collaborate. Anyway, so yes, it was fantastic. It was like we'd worked together many, many times before, even though we hadn't.
That's what you dream for in this. This is like, you really do when you obviously you've known him for a while, but when you start working with somebody, that's what you want. There's that comfort and that trust and that connection, and you guys clearly have it. So whatever you were doing was working.
Thank you. Well, I hope I get to do it with you soon.
Yes, again, I look forward to that. Okay, Danica, you're amazing. Everybody loves you, including us, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
From
I'm
home.
so grateful to you both.
Thank you,
Bill,
Danica.
thank you. I was told one of my questions was going to be, what is it like working with Bill for all these years? I didn't get to answer that question, so I'm going to answer it now. It's been amazing, a dream. There's nobody in show business like Bill Abbott. Nobody at all. The loyalty to us, the loyalty to his viewers, the loyalty to the genre, to faith, family, and country. There's nobody else anywhere in this business like you, Bill. And I truly thank God for you every day to get to work with you, to be a collaborator in any way, shape, or form. Thank you for the continuing opportunities.
Well, the privilege is ours, Danica, so thank you.
Well, that's really well said,
you.
Danica. And a personal thank you to you for all the times that you reached out to me in this.
I'm going to keep reaching out to Cameron. I think about
Yeah.
you all the time, every day. I'm like, I wonder how he's doing.
Danica's trying to send me something, as I'm sure
I know,
to help
I
me
got
feel
his
better
address.
because I literally have nothing to my name at this point.
Regularly.
And I'm like, I won't do it. I can't give you my address, so don't take it personally. I just don't. I want you to. You're just so generous. So thank you. Lots of love. Okay. All right. Everybody at home, The Winter Palace is streaming right now on PureFlix, and also look out for, of course, Grounded, which is, as we alluded to, premiering later this year. And coming up next, Karen Kingsbury, the New York Times bestselling author and queen of inspirational fiction, has brought her beloved novel, Someone Like You, to life as a movie. So take a look at the trailer.
Life can feel serene, and then a single rock breaks the surface, sending ripples through all of time.
I'm so sorry.
Dawson, you deserve to know. London was an in vitro baby. We couldn't get pregnant otherwise.
The procedure gave us 2 embryos.
Saying London might have a sibling?
Hi,
Can we talk?
who are you? Do I look like London?
Yeah.
I want to know everything about her.
You love hiking here?
This is incredible. Are you in love with her?
You can't bring her back, man.
I could stay here forever.
She always wanted me to find someone like you.
That was a really beautiful trailer right there, everybody.
Spectacular. That is the gold standard.
Yeah, it really is. It's shot beautifully
really
and
beautifully
written
done.
beautifully. And we're welcoming from her home, Karen Kingsbury. Thank you for joining us. There she is. How
And
you doing?
you are the gold standard.
So good to be here.
So good to see you.
What's it like watching your work like that? Just seeing a little, I'm sure you've seen more, but at the same time, it was like we're just here talking about how stunning and beautiful, seeing your words turn into those beautiful images. What's that like for you?
Well, this was the very first time that we did a Karen Kingsbury Productions movie. So we opened our own production company, and it really was, Cameron, it was surreal. Like, you're watching, you're there. I was at Video Village the whole time. But what was special is that any touch, any detail, I got to have a voice in that. So what you're seeing is really the movie that God put on my heart to begin with, and that's really unbelievable feeling.
It really do. It must be. And correct me if I get this wrong, but you've written over 70 books. Is that accurate?
Yeah, over 70 novels. Yeah, I have.
70 novels.
I love writing books, but boy, this was like the best thing. I loved making a movie.
Yeah, congratulations on this being the first one part of your production company. That's very, very exciting.
Karen's books are so good that they're hard to make into 1 2-hour movie.
Is that right?
And we had a movie called The Bridge. It was a beautiful story that Karen wrote, and it was so complex, and there were so many characters and situations and events within it. We had to turn it into a 2-part movie, and the fans didn't love it because they had to wait many months to see part 2.
That was an adventure, right, Bill?
Oh yeah, but that's how brilliant you are.
So this film is fantastic for a lot of reasons. I'm going to touch on just another one, and that is it was a family affair. How was your director on this there, Karen?
Yeah, director's our oldest son, Tyler Russell, and he was going to be a director either way, Cameron. And for me, I felt like what a blessing. And I asked him, I said, I mean, I'm going to make a movie. I know you're going to be a director, like you're phenomenal. He was already directing. And I said, this would be something you would just pray about and do. And I know it's a lot of pressure. There's all that, well, that's your mom or that's your son, the Nepo baby, all that stuff. But the truth is, he is so talented, and we were very blessed to have him on set. It was me really stepping out of the way and letting him do what he's supposed to do.
The performances he got out of that cast were spectacular.
Fantastic.
He did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I thank you so much. They all wrote letters afterwards. They just put this in your file. I mean, it was, Lynn Collins, we had Robin Lively, Bart Johnson. These were some really veteran actors, Scott Reeves. And it was phenomenal to hear from them that they this was my favorite acting experience. You pulled things out of me I didn't know I had. So that was special.
And we got a little behind the scenes information here that on set, he actually called you by your first name instead of mom. Is that right?
That's right. Exactly. In fact, he really took charge of the set. There are 50, cast, crew, whatever, various numbers, different days. But he would pray before each, like a minute or two. But it was I know time is money. But for him, it was if we don't pray, we won't have time to finish it. It won't work. So he would pray, and then it would be you might want to tell that to Karen or check with Karen, but it was never mom.
Yeah, that's keeping things professional, which I really appreciate. It's also pretty impressive. Sarah Fisher played both London and Andy. Talk to that a little bit.
Yeah, so we got this wig, and it was a $5,000 wig, but we still even then felt like it looked best when she had a beanie or something, just kind of or it was a little messier. But I'm telling you, that girl, she's phenomenal. And she would put on a different tone, a different laugh, different swag. The way she walked was different, more put together as Andy, and as London, a lot more carefree. And it was she could just find that person and play it. And we were amazed watching it come to life. We knew it was something special.
And Bill, what are some of the movie's themes that resonate with you and that you think, really what you think are going to resonate with the viewers?
This is all about hope and redemption and that inspiration that you take, again, from really hard times in life, and you figure it out and you move forward. And that's what we all have to do. And that is just so prevalent within this movie. And the romance and the love and the drama and the passion and the relationships with the parents and how to deal with your kids, when to tell them certain things, when not to tell them certain things. It's just a great, it's really a journey.
And on that note, Karen, what's it like for you? I know this isn't your first time seeing your words, turn into these beautiful images before, but what's it like for you? You've written this, you've seen them, you've felt them in your mind as you're putting them on the paper, and then all of a sudden they're up there and you got somebody like me or another actor kind of saying them, and maybe a little different than you would have imagined. But what is it like sort of adjusting to that transition?
Well, I let that be, because sometimes, you learn something from the actor that you didn't realize was even in the character. And that was a special process. I enjoyed that a lot. But, Cameron, it's people like you who have experienced such great loss. And everybody has that moment at some point in their life. It might not have been a fire, but it might have been, something else, the loss of a loved one. And I think one of the messages that even still, when I watch someone like you, it lands on me. And I think one of those messages is that in time, with faith and with the love of people around you, with God, it's going to be okay. And it's a hard message. It takes the whole movie for us to get to the place where the parents can say, we're going to be okay. But that is the message that I still take away from someone like you. And it's the one that I know viewers are going to love and take away from it as well. I'm just feeling that in my heart right now. That's everything. It's everything to know that with our faith and our support from others, that we will be okay, and it's also okay to grieve and to feel and to go through things and recognize emotions as they come up, but also know that we're going to be okay. And you put that message out there, and we're grateful for that. Thank you, Karen. We got some people at home that also want to chime in a little bit. Leah, I think from Minnesota, says, "Hey, Karen, you're my favorite author, and I found out about this live because of you. So what's next for you?" Well, we are actually hoping to start filming in April. We haven't made an official announcement, but this is a good place, right? Might as well say it here. But a movie called To the Moon and Back. And it is based on my book by the same name. And it's inspired by the true events of the Oklahoma City bombing. So I don't know that there's ever been a movie like that. And really the message there is that God is not the reason for the hard things, the bad things that happen, but he is the rescue.
That's a beautiful way to say that. Laura in South Carolina wants to know, on that note, actually, how your faith shapes the stories that you tell.
Yeah, well, to me, my faith in Christ is everything. He is truly like Lord and Savior. And so it's an adventure to go through life, always kind of having a conversation with him, like, about decisions. I ask him for wisdom and for favor, because you can't make a movie really without that, honestly. I mean, no matter whether you believe or not, like, it's so much easier to write a book. I can control everything from weather to casting, plots, locations, but I certainly have none of that, no control on a movie. Anything could go wrong, and it didn't, and everything went right on this. So for me, when I'm writing, stories that are told well will always have a physical, intellectual, and emotional element. But I have the privilege of also including a spiritual element, whether people are running away from God or toward him. It's just a part of the story. And I think that's what makes, my stories deeper, that I get to include that. And it's just a reflection of what I believe.
Well, people obviously are responding to it, us included. So thank you for taking the time tonight. Thank you for sharing this. Everybody, there it is right here. Here's the outro. Someone Like You, premiering on PureFlix February 20th and on Great American Family February 22nd. Again, thank you so much, Karen, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate you so much. You're such a
so
friend.
proud to be with you, Karen, and to be working with you. You're the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank you.
Great.
All right, everybody, moving right along. We're going to talk about some amazing people and then some amazing shows that highlight those amazing people. We're talking about the Los Angeles Fire Department right now, and obviously how devastating the fires have been, and just personally so thankful for the first responders, for the fire department, for the Salvation Army as well. And if you're looking to help, there you go right there, socal.salvationarmy.org. Just incredible work. Not only here, obviously we're emphasizing maybe the LA fires because they're a little bit more current, but like we've alluded to through the show, so many disasters all around the country, and Salvation Army is always there, without a doubt. So please, if you have it in your heart, if you have it in your means in any way possible, to help donate and contribute for sure. And that brings me to something I'm especially excited for. That's the return of County Rescue. The series just shines a spotlight on those first responders that I talked about, who, much like those working tirelessly in LA right now as we speak, are to navigate the challenges of the jobs while managing the struggles that they face at home as well. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful journey for these first responders and the challenges they face. And here's a quick look, everybody.
Hi. Okay, seriously, with the look, what's going on?
We've been able to spend almost all day, every day together for 15 years.
No. I blew it. You're finally sick of me.
I used to think we'd actually get sick of each other, but it never happened.
Nope. What happened?
I love working with you and coming home to you and doing movie marathons with you. Just everything. You're my best friend.
I agree. That's what's going on, Ash. Oh. Oh.
And it's touching moments like those that we love this series, as well as one of the series leads. Here he is. He's joining us from his home in Indiana, I believe. Brett Varville. There he is with a big smile on his face. Thanks for joining us, Brett. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Now, I'll start by asking both of you this. Like, obviously you can get from that clip, and for many people that have seen this, it's such a touching series. But Bill and Brett, like, what do you love about this series?
I don't know how much time you have left on
yeah,
the live stream.
I can't collect all of my thoughts.
Do your best to keep it concise.
Much, though. There is so much to love.
I'll say this to start it off. It really does start with the people for me. The team that has been assembled to create this show has become a family to me. The love that I have for my castmates, the showrunners, the crew that we get to work with, they're just some of the most dear and special people to me, and so they make it possible. But the fact that we are a part of a medical drama show that incorporates the faith element, I think, is something that sets us apart from everybody else. Because how many medical dramas have there been? Tons of ERs and first responder type shows, but many of them lacking the faith element. And so the fact that we can bring that in, because it's a pivotal conversation, I think, for these first responders. And we've been talking about it all night. These first responders who are working tirelessly right now to save people's homes and lives, and they have to go home and deal with that, after it's all said and done. And so we get to honor them. And I think that's something that's just really cool, to bring the faith element, to be a part of a show that highlights EMTs is something that's truly special.
Bill, do you want to weigh in on that?
I mean, that whole world, you see them, you see people that are saving lives and doing an amazing. I could never do it. What's even harder that a lot of times you don't see, which this show gives you some insight into, is there's a whole other cycle there. It's not just about that one incident. It's about the whole cycle and how that impacts your life and your psyche and your thinking, and how important faith is in that journey. And then the ensemble cast brings that out so well, because you're all so tight and so close, because you need to be, and the chemistry is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here thinking about you talking about this, and what stands out for you, about what you love about this series, and I just see so many different elements of overcoming adversity, of journey, of faith, of country, of family, in all the projects that you choose to be on Great American Family, on PureFlix, and it's just amazing, because it really does cover a beautiful array of positivity, of transformation, and like I said, faith, family, country. So it's a fantastic thing. And coming back to you, Brett, here, like Captain Andy, talk a little bit about how his role reflects the overall message, the show's overall message of just that, of faith and unity.
So Andy is a special guy. I love him to death. I've had, just the greatest joy bringing him to life these last 2 seasons. And the thing that you saw in season 1 was he was very much the lighthearted cartoon almost of the group. He's very much just there to bring some levity. But at his core, he was constantly about bringing everybody together. The group at the EMT station is his family, and you see that even strengthened in season 2, and his role specifically, with not only the fact that he is a Christian, but the fact that he sees this people as his family. Unity is such a vital part of that. And when you're talking about an EMT station, you're going to war, in some cases with these people. You have to trust them. They have to trust you, and they have to know that you have your back. And so to see everybody come together in life's greatest moments and in life's darkest moments requires everybody to be one. And I think that's something that's a message our society needs right now in our country. And it's something that families can even latch onto and realize that we serve a God who loves us and wants to walk alongside life with us, and we can do it together as one family.
And in many ways, you've done that together as a cast. We've talked already tonight in many different ways that people have been overcoming adversity and through real life, and then also stories. And Bill, I know there was something you wanted to make sure we spoke about, that this cast and the show and the network has had to deal with.
Yeah, we lost an integral part of a series, an incredibly talented actor, Keller Forns, who he says he was just such a wonderful human being. And I know the cast, being so close-knit, really felt that and took that very hard, obviously, and so did we at the network. And we will dedicate season 2 to him and do something very special that is reflective of his approach and his life and honors that.
I love that. I mean, thank you for mentioning that. And also to the cast, obviously, that was there for each other through that difficulty. And again, you know, we're not afraid of sharing the challenges, but also the solution, right? So we're here talking about these difficulties and also coming together as a family, coming together as a nation, if it makes sense, with our faith and our connection. So that's very much of what we're talking about here tonight, and transforming it into positivity and deepening our inner qualities and our connection with God and faith. So thank you for sharing that as well. And I want to make sure that we have time to talk to you about another project that's pretty amazing that you starred in and directed, right? Disciples in the Moonlight. It's streaming now on PureFlix. So tell us about that as well, Brett.
So Disciples in the Moonlight is a passion project of mine. It's been heavy on my heart for the better part of a decade, and I've often called it my love letter to the church. I think we're living in a time and in a day and age where we have to realize what's happening around us. And with all of the chaos that we've been talking about tonight, that you know, like we lost Keller, and we love him dearly, and that hurts. When you experience these types of things, what do you do? Where do you go? And I wanted to make a movie about the source of hope and the source of truth, and it's found in the Word of God, and it's found only in the Holy Bible and a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And so my team and I, we set out to make this thrilling heist movie experience that will be sure to entertain people, but drive you to the question, what if the Bible was illegal? What would you do? If it was taken away from you, how closely do you hold it to your heart? How much do you live your life by it? And so that's a movie that focuses on these 7 Christians who have to smuggle the Bible into underground churches in a version of America where the Bible's been outlawed and the government is after them.
Yeah, and you know, in this time when, you know, Ronald Reagan said freedom is, you know, one generation away from extinction, and certainly we've seen the Bible being under attack and religious and free speech being under attack. And so it's such a poignant message and story. And PureFlix has a number of these. God's Not Dead is also just a great 5 movies of a similar, with a lot of the similar themes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, both of you. Yeah, that was very moving hearing you talk about it, and good for you to take that take that on yourself by starring and directing in that great story. We do have Facebook Live questions piling up for you, probably for both of you, but we only have so much time. So we're going to go to Joe Elaine, who's asking, our spiritual story is about creation, fall, redemption, and restoration, and we can see so much of that story in the movies that you make. Is that intentional or just part of a good formula for movie making? I guess that's more geared towards you, Bill.
I can tell you, one thing Brett is not is formulaic.
Yeah.
He is as creative as anybody can be, and there's always a purpose and a reason. And that's why we love working with you and want to work with you a lot more here moving forward.
Oh, you're amazing.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, Brett, well, we appreciate you. Thank you for taking time, joining us, and congratulations on everything you have in your life. I really mean that, man.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Disciples in the Moonlight, as I mentioned, is now streaming on PureFlix, and keep an eye out for the premiere dates of County Rescue Season 2. That is coming soon as well. All right. As a reminder, Candace Cameron Bure is making her way back to answer your Facebook questions and share some exciting news as well about some upcoming projects this year. But first, we're going to bring it back into some chocolate, everybody. Calling all romantics for The Love of Chocolate, starring Rhiannon Fish and Jesse Hutch. We talked about it a little bit already. But starts streaming on PureFlix February 6th and February 15th. And so we're going to take another look at For the Love of Chocolate.
Today's been fun.
Yeah, it's been perfect.
I see it too, Grammy.
What?
Daddy's happy face.
just lost my competition partner. If anyone you know is interested in joining me for the Masters of Chocolate competition, leave a comment down below.
I'm Ryan Knox, and this is Sophie.
You're in the competition Daddy's working on.
If I don't find a partner soon, there isn't even going to be a competition.
What about you, Daddy?
Good morning, ladies. Coffee with a splash of coconut milk.
Someone trying to earn some extra credit. It's time to see how well you pipe chocolate. Look at us. Team building.
All the impromptu adventures with my creative partner and all. It's been fun.
You make chocolate now.
That's just for one more day, sweetheart.
Surprise! But not forever.
No, it's not that easy. I think I actually started to believe that I could have my happily ever after too.
Maybe you should fight for it.
She is the beloved queen of Great American Family and adored by fans around the world. Look at her, she's so humble. Look at that smile. We love her so much. Welcome back, everybody. Candace Bure. Hi.
Hi.
You been watching? Have you been enjoying it?
I've been really enjoying it.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
There's so many great movies, and I've of course seen many of the things that you guys get to see coming up, and I'm just excited about it.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about something else that I know you're excited about because we talked a lot about it when we were working together end of last year. Ainsley McGregor Mysteries. Yeah, we've got some exciting news. So first, before we kind of get into this next installment, let's just talk about the character, Ainsley. What is it about her? Because we actually talked a little bit about this.
Did we?
Well, we did on set when we were working together. But yeah, what about Ainsley is I don't know, it kind of drives you or motivates you?
Well, I love the relationships in the Ainsley McGregor Mysteries, which of course in this second installment you just get to see more and more of because there's only been one movie, and I know there have been some longtime fans where you fall in love with other characters and you're just waiting to develop those relationships. So what I love about Ainsley, she's a criminologist, and so she's very thoughtful and intentional about what she sees, what she does. And I like that part of her. It's like you just kind of always see the wheels turning. And then she has this brother that's the sheriff and played by Robin Dunn, who's just wonderful. I adore working with him. And some of you might know Robin. He's been in so many movies. He was also in my previous mystery series a couple of times. But when we were casting the brother, I knew immediately, I'm like, it has to be Robin Dunn because Robin played a potential love interest in a different movie of mine. And I was like, we can't move on with Robin because he reminds me of my brother. Like, this isn't going to work as a love interest.
It does. So, it's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
Every time we watch it, we say it.
I know.
That's so funny.
So when we developed the Ainsley McGregor Mystery Series, I was like, Robin Dunn has to play my brother.
It makes a difference, doesn't it? Like the energy you have with an actor, if you've got that like brotherly, brother-sister energy, it's like, this is going to work.
Yeah, so I just love it. And then Aaron Ashmore, he plays my love interest, Jake, in this. But I just love the cast of characters, and we have a book club. Ainsley owns a store called Bless Your Arts, and it's kind of like, I would say, an Etsy in person, meaning everyone has their own little shop that they develop, or a type of craft or a product, and then everyone sets up their own little booth, and Ainsley owns that store. So it is a real community store, which invites in lots of people, and hence the mysteries, because something always happens.
Exactly right, and lots of mysteries as well.
Yes.
So A Case for the Yarn Maker, this is the second installment. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so you really get to see a lot of the characters from Bless Your Arts develop more.
Okay.
And in this installment, Mrs. Whedon has a childhood friend that has become like the Martha Stewart of knitting. She is very famous. Her cashmere is amazing. And she comes back to our little town of Sweet River, and something happens upon her arrival that isn't very good.
No.
So the mystery ensues. And because she was part of this community at one time, it's like there's some suspects that are in Bless Your Arts and our book club that were like, did Mrs. Whedon was she holding a grudge against her old friend? So I like that you get to see the development of these characters.
But as a viewer, that's what makes it fun. When all of a sudden these unexpected suspects become expected suspects, and then you never know. All right, let's take a look. We got a clip.
Today's been fun.
Yeah, it's been perfect.
Thanks for coming by on such short notice.
I aced ladders at the academy. I hear that our celebrity will be in attendance.
Yep, and her whole entourage.
Can't believe she asked for a private green room.
You don't get the title the Martha Stewart of knitting for nothing.
Miss Mitchum, welcome.
I was told there would be a private room for me to wait in.
Miss Mitchum has requested that she remain in here until you're ready for her to make her speech.
Not a problem.
She's about as friendly as a bramble bush.
Without further ado, I would like to invite our very special guest speaker, Sweet River's very own Ellie Mitchum.
Who got goosebumps from the music? Am I just like a sucker for that? Or that was really good. That was a great little
Your
teaser.
reactions within that clip, though, are so beautifully done and perfectly timed, and that makes such a big difference.
The art of editing.
Well, you don't give yourself nearly enough credit.
Both of you are involved in, like, I'm sure every level of the production, including the editing.
We have pretty much turned things over to when you have the pro here.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, it's a lot of decisions in that. I love doing this, so I do produce these movies as well from start to finish. So from script development, I don't write it, but you're developing it along the way and then into full production. And that is also with my company. So I love doing this. I've been in this business a really long time, so this was a very natural extension for me to not only act, but I don't know, after working with me, Cam, you might know, like I like to do all the things.
I mean, you get people that you have no idea. Like that's such a massive understatement. Like I don't even know how to put that into words. I mean, I've never seen somebody wear more hats. So yes, you do like to do all the things.
I like the creative development of it. So it's really, I love putting these together, and then of course, guided by the great American team, and it's just a great collaboration.
There are many people who can make that type of leap and have that type of versatility.
You do a really fantastic job. Now, at the beginning of the show, we talked a little bit about this being 2025, being the 5th anniversary of Great American Christmas. What can you tell us? Anything that we can be excited about for?
Bill, I keep looking at Bill because I'm like, Bill, what can I tell you?
What can they say? Yeah, exactly.
We are having Christmas movies in 2025.
Wow, that's so shocking. So what a big reveal.
I know, what can we reveal? Because there's some fun things I would love to reveal.
I think we should.
Should we reveal it?
Absolutely.
Do you want to reveal? Okay, guys.
Want me to do it?
Cam and I are back together again.
We're going to do another Christmas movie together again.
We are.
Yeah.
We're going to do a sequel to our Christmas movie that just aired last year. Yeah.
The beauty of the two of you is that you're serving the audience. The audience loved that movie. You wouldn't want to do it if you didn't get that type of reaction. But what the reaction was so positive. People loved it and loved the two of you together.
I appreciate that.
Loved the story.
I was so happy to hear that too, because when we worked together, there was an instant kind of like just dynamic that we had that was very comfortable and trusting, and I think there was a great connection. We've known each other a long time, but you never know. And so you hope, you really do, like you make these movies, and of course, there's a selfish aspect to making them, but then also you hope so badly that people at home are going to enjoy it and connect with it, and you want them to. And when they did, that just made me so happy. And then when you two said there's going to be another one, it just took it to the next level. So I'm so excited.
I was hoping that Cameron wasn't putting on his best acting face and lying when I'm like, we're working together again. You might have been like, oh, great. Oh, no.
Imagine if when we talked about it, I was like, yeah, no, I'd love to. I'd love to do another, movie together. No, are you kidding me? It was amazing. Right away, I knew.
We had a great time.
Yeah.
And I think that all the viewers, all the feedback, you guys saw that in the movie and enjoyed it. So, yeah, we're coming back and we're going to do a sequel. And that'll be my first sequel ever for a Christmas movie. I've never done a sequel, so there you go.
I mean, you've done about 72,000 more movies than I have, but still, so that says a lot more than me saying it. But really, that I was gonna add that's my first sequel for a Christmas movie for sure. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Me too.
All right, I'll be involved in the writing and the character development. I'll call you later.
You play the writer, so.
That's right. That's true.
I always ask you for. I'm like, I want you to be involved.
You really do.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So this is the time that we're going to begin to wrap things up, everybody. And I think I can speak on behalf of everybody just to say thank you so much for joining us tonight, but for being part of Great American Family, Pure Flix, all of it, for watching these beautiful movies and series and supporting everything that we're doing here. I love how I'm including myself. We're doing mostly these two. But it really does mean so much. And on a personal level, I do want to say thank you for just the amazing amount of support and positivity and love and prayers from all of you, for myself and for my family, but for the thousands of people going through so many challenges right now. It means the world. I really mean that. Like, it makes such a difference to feel that, and I wish that for everybody else going through challenges as well. And I know you guys are spreading your love and prayers for all those going through the devastation out here on the West Coast. So thank you so much. And to Salvation Army for the amazing work that they're doing, to the North Shore Animal League America for helping pets, obviously, that have been displaced through all this. So just so much gratitude in all of this, in all of the challenges and adversity that we've all been through. We've all been through different versions of adversity and challenges. Really, to be able to transform it and have that connection and bring our faith and our family through that. It makes all the difference. So thank you, everybody. I'm supposed to say thanks to you too. So thank you to you
Yes. And
no,
you want to see all this great content? The only way is to.
Yeah, exactly right. So I also want to say, for so many, we alluded to this a little bit earlier, but for those that want to see Great American Family on YouTube TV, please continue to email Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, contacted at sundar@google.com, and there it is right there, SUNDAR at google.com, and please just request that. It would make a difference. It always does. It always does, everybody. And don't forget to check out PureFlix Premium. We spoke about all that's included in that upgrade of subscription. It's a wonderful community offering trusted entertainment centered around faith and family, of course. So you've seen the movies, you've seen the actors, you've heard us talking about it, and now we get to say, enjoy them. Tune in. Check them all out from all of us here, Great American Family and PureFlix. We just want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you soon. We'll be back, everybody.
Thank you.
Mwah.